I was sitting down with a client on Friday afternoon, my favorite time, actually. It is Fridays. I love Fridays. Who doesn't love Fridays? But I had the wonderful experience of sitting down with a wonderful couple that was referred to me by one of my attorneys I work with, estate plan attorneys. So we work with lots of other CPAs and attorneys, other advisors, because we do integrated planning, total planning, total wealth planning, and so we do work with existing CPAs and attorneys, and with our own CPAs and attorneys, and so we're very blessed to be involved, and are very thankful. And the reason I'm bringing this particular client up is, they have done well. They have over $1 million plus in retirement assets. They've done a lot of good tax planning with the CPA that we work with as well, and also with the attorney that referred us. Their estate plan is just ironclad. So we were brought in to do their retirement planning and their retirement distribution planning. And I was reviewing their statements, and we were looking at what they owned and the types of things. It was in our initial meeting with them. And it was funny. The client made a comment to me and said, "Yeah, I'm not going to mention the firm, but I'm with this brokerage firm, and you would know who it is. It has 4 letters, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say, and it starts with a C." Bottom line is that he was saying one of the reasons that he was excited to work with us is because we were fiduciaries, and he understood what a fiduciary was, and he said to me, he said, "David," he goes, "my broker told me that his company would tell him it tells him what he needs to sell specifically." Okay. And he goes, but he was so nice, and he actually liked his broker, because the broker has told him this. He says, "Well, when you leave, I want to go with you." Well, his broker ended up retiring and at this company he worked for. And, he said, "I'm so glad that you're independent and that you don't have these kind of conflicts, that arise when you work with traditional brokerage firms." And so it was kind of neat because he understood this. And so, we are a fiduciary firm, and what that means is, again, we have a legal responsibility to put your interest ahead of our own and the firm's. Okay. And so I'm going to explain to you and read some articles to you that you should, if you are working with a broker, should be aware of. Now, I'm not here to bash brokers. I'm here to let you know the reality, okay? Facts, not just my opinions. My opinions are part of why I have a show, and they're important, but I want to teach you some facts here. So we are a fiduciary on purpose, which means we choose to be independent. We choose to put your interests ahead of the firm and our own, so we don't have these conflicts that other firms will have. So I'm going to read to you a story in the Wall Street Journal. And this is like now. This is August 8th, 2014. The title of it says, "U.S. regulators probing J.P. Morgan for conflicts of interest." Okay. It says the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating whether J.P. Morgan Chase & Company inappropriately steered private banking clients to its own investment products and away from those offered by outside firms, the Wall Street Journal reported. The civil inquiry by the SEC's enforcement decision is parallel to one launched several months ago by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. And so what they're basically saying here is that that J.P. Morgan is they think there's some violations going on because they are steering clients to their own products. Now, we don't have our own products at our firm. We're independent. It doesn't matter. We're agnostic to the product. We get paid a fee to manage your money, and we don't have these problems and these issues that a lot of firms have. I'm going to continue another article. And these are recent too. This is September 4th, 2014. The title of it says, "Fund payments to brokerage firms draw SEC scrutiny." So it says the tens of millions of dollars in annual fees that mutual fund companies pay to brokerages and their financial advisors to encourage sales of certain funds to retail investors are growing in size and variety. But the phenomenon is largely invisible to investors. So basically what they're saying, and I won't read this whole article, it's actually a really good article. And what they're saying is that these firms are receiving, in a way, it's called kickbacks. It's called pay to play. So don't think that your brokerage firm that you have is out there just looking at your interest. They work for the firm. And these firms actually are receiving money to sell certain funds, which who do you think's paying for that? You are. That's a cost. That's an indirect and really a direct cost. So you're paying more for the investment and you're not getting independent advice. Okay. So it says fund companies also acquiesce to higher fees to appear on brokerage firms' recommended lists because brokers traditionally selling actively managed funds that generate much higher fees than passively managed funds. So it says right here in this article, fund companies also acquiesce to higher fees. So what it's saying is to get shelf space, so to speak, on these brokerage firms' platforms, that not only are there higher fees that are charged inside these funds, but they're also paying these kickbacks to the brokerage firms in all types of forms to get this shelf space or to have the ability to sell, so the brokerage firm will make more money. And that's costing you money, and more importantly than the money, it's costing you impartial advice. So I have a real problem with this, and I see it all the time, and unfortunately, you're not aware of it. I am, okay? And that's why I've been doing this for 20 years, and that's why I'm independent, and that's why I'm a fiduciary looking out for your interests. If you want to take me up and do kind of the Pepsi challenge, if you have a brokerage statement, if you work with one of these brokerage firms, I can show you how to save you a lot of money, how to give you independent advice, and how to protect your wealth and have some real risk management to your portfolio. If you want to do that, please give me a call today, and I personally will help you do this second opinion with my partner and CPA. And reach me at 800-611-1967. That's 1-800-611-1967 for your complimentary second opinion. And for the first 5 callers, you'll also receive a copy of my new book with Mr. Steve Forbes called Successonomics. And it's an awesome book. In the chapter I write in this book, I talk about what's called the 7 secrets of a stress-free retirement. So you'll learn about that. I'll talk a little bit about this in the time remaining we have in this segment. But again, if you'd like to get 2 for 1 here, you want to have a complimentary second opinion, especially if you have a brokerage account. You're a private client group of XYZ Bank. I'm telling you, there is inherent conflicts. I'm telling you, you're paying more than you need to be paying, and you're not working with an independent fiduciary who's agnostic to the investments. All I care about for my clients is how much money do I have? How much money am I going to have in retirement? How do I maximize that? And how do I make sure we don't run out of money? And how do we mitigate taxes? That's it. That's it. That is our benchmark. That's our bogey. We call it begin with the end in mind. So if you have interest in this second opinion and you want a copy of the book, Successonomics, written by Steve Forbes and myself, David Reyes, the first 5 callers will get this at 800-611-1967, 1-800-611-1967, or go to our website at reyesplan.com. That's REYESPLAN.com. You also can go to our site and download a chapter of the book for free as well. So let me give you a couple of the contents of some of the things that I wrote about in the book, and what I call the 7 secrets. I'm in the middle of writing a book called The 7 Secrets of a Stress-Free Retirement. It's already basically done, but due to my time constraints, it won't be done till the end of the year. So I'll let you know when that comes out. But here are the 7 secrets. Number 1 is plan to live, not to die. Okay, and we'll go through these a little bit. I'll pick some out here for you. Number 2, get what you paid for. What I'm talking about there is maximizing Social Security. Okay, we host Social Security workshops every month, about 8 months out of the year, I should say. And I'm an expert in Social Security, a certified expert. And I teach this to CPAs, attorneys, my clients, and to the public. If you'd like to attend one of our workshops, you can go to our website at reyesplan.com. That's REYESPLAN.com to attend one of our maximizing and smarter Social Security retirement workshops. Number 3 is winning by not losing. We talked a little bit about that. We talked about the 85 Bears, how they won 44-0 in the Super Bowl. That's called winning by not losing. They didn't give up a point. Their defense scored 2 touchdowns. Well, let me show you how to do that, how to win by not losing, how to actually beat the stock market by implementing these types of investments in a very safe manner, okay? This type of investment strategy. Create your own pension. That's where I talk about annuities, okay? Annuities are great. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot that I really despise. And most of you don't have the ones that I like, unfortunately. Some of you do. But the ones I like in creating your own pension have low fees. We have the ability to get good returns relative to the market, and we get predictable income streams regardless of what happens to the portfolio, and we have liquidity to those assets. So we're not giving all of our money to the insurance company. Number 5, keep your uncle out of your wallet. That is what we call here taxes, right? Your favorite uncle, Uncle Sam, your least favorite uncle. So we are experts in mitigating taxes. Do you know you pay up to 85% of taxes in Social Security? Our clients are minimizing those taxes, both on retirement distribution plans for your IRAs, and showing you ways to reduce required minimum distribution taxes, but also reduce your tax in Social Security, all kinds of ways. So been doing this for 20 years. I always say, hey, I've retired hundreds of times. You're going to retire once. So you better make sure that you have an expert. And one of my favorites is what's called the silent killer. That's number 6. And President Reagan, who's obviously one of everybody's favorite presidents, said it best. He said, inflation is as violent as a mugger, as frightening as an armed robber, and as deadly as a hitman. Okay? To tell you how bad inflation is, just at a 3.5% inflation rate, right now we're around 2%, you would need to have twice as much income at age 80 than you would at age 60, okay? And bonds, which I talk about a lot right now, bonds are probably one of the worst asset classes to hold at this point in time. If you go back to 1950, which is basically the similar time to where we're at today with interest rates, from 1950 to 1980, bonds lost 40% of their value on an inflation-adjusted basis during that time frame. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to be holding on to a low interest rate asset that has high risk. So we talk about inflation, okay? And the last one, at number 7, is protect your nest egg. And, that is a big one. Protect your nest egg. We're talking about asset protection. There's many forms of asset protection. The most important form of asset protection for you is a long-term care plan. And I'm going to tell you a story about a client of mine after the break here, and how serious and real this is. You have about a 70% chance of you and or your spouse being in a long-term care facility, and the average cost is about $250,000. The average cost of healthcare is about $250,000. So you better have a plan to protect your nest egg. Okay, so we're going to talk about that a little bit more. We're going to talk about a second opinion, how to receive a copy of my book, Successonomics. This is David Reyes, AM 760 KFMB.